One.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another spectacular night show. I guess we'll call it. We'll call it a night show, I guess. Even though it's really the main show because I'm on it, and shows are just better when I'm on them. Everybody knows that. Everybody tells me. Everybody writes it in the chat. All the little fanboys. I'm back again. The source, the king, the one who gets it done, Mr. Intel, the one who knows all about the UFC. That's right, I'm back again, and you are here watching at the #1 live MMA commentary channel on YouTube. That's right, and that's because I'm on it. You guessed it. Here we are. Look, okay, let's be honest. Let's be honest about it. Slow weekend. Okay, slow weekend. As soon as I seen Rose Namajunas was headlining another event, first of all, I asked how. Okay. Secondly, I wrote an email to Dana. I asked him, "Hey, for everybody's sake, please never do that again. What are we doing here? How is she getting main event focused here? It makes me sick to my stomach. Honestly, she should be on the early prelims. And that's just because the last few fights she's had have been absolutely awful. And guess what? She held it up to standard. It was another awful fight. If you didn't watch the fights this weekend, you really didn't miss anything besides the fight I called, which I told Drew about, which he was hating on, which I said, hey, this guy's a dog. He's going to be somebody one day. Yusuf, looking incredible. Okay, Yusuf looked great. He's a dog. He's on his way. But why would we focus on all this nonsense? Why would we talk about a weekend card that means absolutely nothing to us? Why don't we talk about something with meat? Why don't we talk about something with potatoes? Why don't we talk about something that Miller has no idea what he's talking about? Jamal Hill and Alex Pierre. The question remains, who's going to win? Who's the guy? Who's the star? Who's got the hands? Who's got the chin? Let's be honest, yo. All it's going to take is one tap, one little tippy tappy touch on Jamal Hill's chin for him to go night night. Night night. One of those. Now let's just look at this. Everybody's hyping up Jamal Hill. Everybody's talking about how incredible he is, how he went on this run. I get it. He became champion. He did these things. But let's really look at this. OSP? OSP for a win? Are we hyping that up? We know what OSP is. He's a nobody. Barely gets any love. Got his first win in how long on this on what 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago now. He lost to Paul Craig. Okay, we saw him get his arm absolutely snapped in half. Snapped in half. It looked like a chip coming out of the bag. It just popped. Snapped in half, sitting right there on the ground. So that's an ugly loss. If I'm being real. We're just going right up the list here. We're going right up the list, okay? Let's just be honest. I mean, we're just talking stats. We're just talking facts. We're just saying what happened. He beat Jimmy Crute. Is that a good win? Is everybody Jimmy Crute's a dog, huh? Jimmy Crute's some guy? I don't think so. Let's go to the next one. This is my favorite one. And shout out to Jersky right here. He beat Johnny Walker, and let's be honest, we all remember that knockout when Johnny hit some crazy worm up in the sky and then smacked his head up against the fence. Is Johnny Walker a good win? That bum, that absolute clown, who everybody hypes up because apparently he has heavy hands, apparently he can do it, and he stays in there getting knocked out all the time, getting dogged all the time. Is that who we're hyping up? We're gonna give Jamal Hill credit over that. That's a big win for Jamal Hill. Okay, well, all right, sure. Go to the next one. Thiago Santos. Hold on, I'm sorry. Let me try that again. Let me try and do that again. Thiago Santos. Let's be real. Where is he? PFL? One, nobody even cares. That guy's not even in the UFC anymore. The guy's not even in the UFC anymore. Which takes me to the next win that he has. Glover Teixeira. Glover Teixeira. How old is he? 62, 63? So he beat up a grandpa. So now when we look down this list of what Jamahal Hill has done in the UFC, what are we really talking about here? What are we giving him all this credit, all this love for, all this glory, when really the guys he's beat are kind of mediocre? Based off those guys I just read to you, I wouldn't even say that guy deserves the title shot. He has a loss in there in some of the wins I was saying. Which now we go over to Alex Pierre. And listen, I know I'm probably going long, but let me get this out. Now we go over to Alex Pierre's wins. Okay? Now let's look at him. Some bum, doesn't matter at the beginning. Flying knee, absolutely knocked him out. Bruno Silva. Bruno Silva is on par with the guys I was just naming in Jamahal Hill's list. Okay? Nobody really, I guess, can put up a good fight. Nobody really cares about him. Probably half the chat has never even heard of Bruno Silva. Then let's take a step up. And everybody remembers this fight. Then he fights Sean Strickland, which Miller sits here and praises all the time. Miller has sat here on this channel and said that he is the face of the UFC now. He is the star of the UFC now. So are we giving Alex Pierre some love for that? I mean, that knockout was brutal. Sean Strickland held a belt. He's in his prime right now. And Alex Pierre went in there and dogged him. And then we go to my favorite win on Alex Pierre's list. Izzy Bummy Boy Boring Champ Adesanya. And he did exactly what I said he was going to do when he went in there and knocked him out. I get it. Okay, then we go to the next fight. He loses to Adesanya. Loses the belt. Gets knocked out. Lucky punch, whatever. It is what it is. Okay? That's a respectable loss. Everybody loves Izzy. Everybody talks about he's one of the pound-for-pound guys, one of the best. He'll be a Hall of Famer in the UFC. Whatever. He's boring. Then we move on again, Miller. We don't go back down. We don't go back down in competition. We stay up. We're not on Jamahal Hill status. We're fighting real competition. We're up here with Jan Blachowicz, former champ. And then we go on to another one of my favorites, Yuri, which also I said he was going to win. I'm not sure what Miller said on that. I believe he said Alex was going to win that fight too. I believe it was only Drew who was talking a little crazy on that. But then he also beats Yuri. So now when we put their resumes side by side, if you're sitting right here down at a job right now and you put those two resumes side by side, who are you taking? Who are you taking? Because when I look at it, Jamahal Hill didn't even deserve a title shot with the fighters he beat.
Well, welcome to the stream, everyone. That was longer than usual, and I'm sorry about that because I know you guys were wishing 7 minutes ago for me to mute Trey's mic. But again, I pray today. Trey, listen, you bring up some... I'll give you this. You bring up some valid points. If I were to ask you what was your strongest point you made about this Jamahal Hill and Alex Pereira fight, what would you say that would be? You made some decent ones. I'm gonna tell you where you're wrong at the end of the day.
There's one main point that you're missing. There's a whole picture here, Miller.
Okay.
Jamahal Hill hasn't really fought anybody like Alex Pereira or even close to his status yet.
I think you're missing the bigger picture. Alex Pereira hasn't fought anyone like Jamahal Hill in the UFC.
He has 3 guys on his list, Jamahal Hill status, I would say.
Who's that? Glover? You said he was 62?
What, Izzy? Izzy's above Jamahal Hill status. Can we agree on that?
Down a weight class and knocked him out. So it's not like he beat Adesanya in their last match, right?
Miller.
So those are 2 out of 3 already that you're kind of...
Miller, can we get? First of all, I didn't even say Glover, so don't even say that. He didn't fight. He didn't fight Glover. Jamahal fought Glover.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right.
Yeah. get it right. First of all right, let's say that Izzy's definitely above Jamahal Hill. We can all agree to that.
Right.
You want to know another one we can all agree on? Yuri. Miller. Y'all please don't let him do this. Please do not let him do this. I'm serious. This is bad, Miller.
What are you trying to say about here? It depends what you're trying to say. What about Yuri? That he's better than Jamahal?
Yeah, he's a better fighter in status of Jamahal. Yes, absolutely. He's a bigger fighter, better fighter, everything.
Because he stands out in the snow and like negative degree weather? Is that because he meditates in a...
Miller, I said there's 3 though. Remember, I didn't even name the other one. So
who's Jan?
Sean Strickland? No, the dude you love. See what I'm saying? Miller's sitting here looking like a fool right now, y'all. This is what I'm trying to say. I got him stuck in his tracks right now. He's like a deer stuck in the headlights. He doesn't know what to do.
What division does Sean Strickland fight in?
What do you mean? What division does he fight in?
What division does he? Sean Strickland? Middleweight.
I'm sorry, middleweight, yes.
So I guess you could say that's AAA baseball. We're in the big leagues now. We're moving up to light heavyweight division.
He was also in middleweight, though. And, well, guess what? He's went up to light heavyweight. What did he do? What's he done since he's been there?
Who's that? Alex Pereira, because Sean Strickland actually fought in welterweight before. But I get what you're saying. You're talking about Alex Pereira, and he's naturally a light heavyweight. So who knows if his chin is compromised? I don't think so. I think he had a bad weight cut against Adesanya. Adesanya knocked him out. I'm just glad Adesanya is not the champ. We could both agree on that, right? We could have a toast on that.
Most boring champ in history besides Leon, absolutely.
Best thing that ever happened to the UFC was him losing his title and Kobe disappearing. I mean, 2 best things in the world. Back to the main point. Listen, you say that Jamahal Hill hasn't fought anybody like Pereira. I would argue Pereira hasn't fought anyone like Hill. I mean, Yuri doesn't cut it.
I just named 3, Miller, that were higher status fighters than Jamahal Hill.
I think the division thing matters, and because you mentioned 2 of them that are under a weight class, we're talking about light heavyweight, and then you add the speed that Jamahal Hill has. Did you see the quote that he said that there's a mismatch? The more he looks at Pereira's fights, what is Hill thinking? Before I add Hito, like. I know you don't agree with him, but what is he thinking when he says that, hey, the more I study this fight, the more I realize this is a mismatch for Alex Pereira? What is he talking about?
So he's talking about for himself, actually. He just can't be honest. He's about to get tippy-tap touched on his chin and get knocked out, clean out, bad. It's going to be bad. It's going to be Night-Night for real. Isn't that his nickname? Night-Night.
Sweet dreams. What's up, Hito609? He's joining the call. Yes, sir.
Can't be on for long, but I just have a question where when Trey gives you a resume that's better than Jamahal Hill, and your response is, but Alex Pereira hasn't fought no one like Jamahal Hill, that doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't think it's a better resume.
Are you kidding me?
Are you serious?
Okay. So Alex Pereira lost to Izzy once, right? This guy lost to Paul Craig. Who the fuck is Paul Craig?
Can we?
That sounds like a designer for male suits.
You go to Marshall's and pick up Paul Craig. What the fuck?
Paul Craig is a female. That's a female suit designer.
Can we not disrespect Marshall's? That's a good store. That's a good chain store. So that's number one.
More of a JC Penney's.
I don't see how he has a better resume. I don't see where he beat. Who he beat? He beat Johnny Walker. Everybody knocked that guy out crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
what I'm saying.
Glover.
Be careful with what you say, George, because every time you say Johnny Walker, Drew takes a shot. All right, so just he's over there depressed every time he hears that name.
He's gonna be half drunk by the end of this conversation. Then Johnny Walker's a bum, bro.
Everybody knows that.
When I say resumes, I think what I'm trying to say, you guys hear me out, is listen. You guys are bringing up fights that are in the middleweight division. We're in the big leagues now. We're not in the G League. We're not AAA.
And let me tell you something. You think Alex Pereira isn't fit for that division? He was meant to be in that division. He came down just to fight Izzy. If anything, he was holding himself back.
I'm just saying are we saying he looked great against Jan Blachowicz? Is that what we're saying?
Yes.
That was a debatable fight.
I'm saying that I'm saying Yuri was a scarier fight than Jamahal Hill. I think all day.
Who was winning that fight before Yuri got knocked out?
It's close. But
Interesting.
I say he's a scarier fight though than Jamahal Hill.
Absolutely not. Especially striking? No, absolutely not. And the weird thing, see, you guys are interesting because when I bring the Leon head kick knockout against Usman, you guys say, oh, but, Usman was winning, 95% of the fight. Now when it's Yuri, it's like, oh, it was close, but he still knocked him out.
Yeah, the difference was it was close. This guy was getting dominated.
It wasn't close. I think Yuri was leading the dance by far.
I don't even think him and Yuri was close either. I thought he was dogging Yuri.
Of course. And then the Jan Blachowicz fight, are we going to lie to ourselves and say that wasn't close? You could have gave that fight to Jan.
Jan didn't even do anything, really.
Oh, here we go.
Dude, he lost to a guy named Paul Craig.
Listen,
he's the default. He's like that's a default name. That's not even a real name. That's not a real fighter's name.
That's what you start with at the beginning of the game.
It's tough when you lose to a guy with 2 first names. But listen, hear me out. His jiu-jitsu wasn't great. I'll be honest. He just got caught with his submission. Didn't know what to do there. But look how good he looked against Glover. Glover couldn't get it to the ground. Glover couldn't use his jiu-jitsu.
Glover's 44 years old, man.
And was putting in. Well, he was beating Yuri before the submission. And Alex was losing that fight before he got knocked out. All I'm saying is that, listen, Hill might be overlooked. Is that safe? Why? Oh, okay. Let me ask you guys this. And I was having this conversation.
Crazy, bro.
Serious question for both of you guys. And I was having this conversation with Joe DeJesus, right? Which, by the way, real quick, I'm sorry to be in a bunch of different topics, but Chris Faze has names like the People's Champ, the Encyclopedia, the Historian. Let's be honest, he has
nobody calls him that.
Let's be honest, he has great nicknames. At this point, all the content that Joe's giving me, he needs a good nickname. So whoever comes up with that, I'll send you a $10 cash app because he deserves it at this point. He's probably helping me out more than Trey right now. But anyways, that's number one. Number two, what was my other point? There was another point that I just why are the odds so close? If you guys are so big on Pereira, Vegas has it as like a minus 136 or something like that.
Still a minus.
Trying to make some money. They need people to bet on Jamahal Hill and be dumb. Come on now. Vegas knows what they're doing.
If you guys are so confident on Alex Pereira, I'm just asking, why does Vegas have it so close?
I'll bet you money. If you're so confident Jamahal Hill, bet me money.
20.
Easy.
All right, there you go. I mean, last time I took Drew's lunch money, I'm going to take Hito's lunch money. Oh, okay, but again, back to my question. I guess you guys can't figure it out. Maybe you guys are looking it up. I don't know. Why does Vegas have it so close?
Who's favorited?
Alex Pereira.
Oh, okay.
It's basic.
Why is Alex Pereira favorited?
It's minus 136. That's nothing.
Okay, why is he favorited?
But but what I'm saying is,
what's the plus on Jamahal Hill?
The ways you guys are talking is
plus on Jamahal Hill.
I'll look it up as we speak.
Don't come with half facts. Why you come with half facts?
I'll look it up as we speak.
You suck this year, bro. 2024 is terrible for you.
Bad year for him.
Do I gotta keep reminding you guys that I picked Poirier and Topuria?
Congrats! What's Topuria this year? I mean, that was at the beginning of the year.
And JDM, all fights that you guys were wrong about. I mean,
and you're about to pick Jamahal Hill.
and I'm gonna keep the Alex Pereira is according to OddsShark is a minus 150. Hill is a plus 125. It's close.
So why? Miller, answer me why Alex Pereira is favored. That's so weird.
But I will, as soon as you guys answer my first question that y'all haven't, is why is it so close? Because the way you guys are talking is as if it should be minus 225, minus 250.
Miller, I told you. Because Vegas is smart, and they need idiots like you to still put money on Jamahal so they can have their money. It's free money for them. Why would they not put it lower so they can just cash in on everybody thinking that he has a chance?
All right, George, what do you think?
I agree. I mean, I think Pereira still can get it by knockout.
Why do you think the odds are so close?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't see in any facet that Jamahal Hill wins this fight. Like I zero. Wait,
And
because he's wrestling with Aljo, he's gonna do something crazy? No, man. Like, it's not.
At least you're honest. At least you're honest. You're basically saying I don't know why the odds are so close. Is that what you're saying?
Miller, that's almost 2-1. Okay, so saying they're so close, I don't know.
Listen,
what now? Let's sit here. We answered your question.
Okay.
Answer my question.
Right.
Why is Alex Pereira favorited?
Oh, that's an easy question to answer. Jamahal Hill's coming off an injury, so they have doubt that he's gonna come back 100%. That's simple. That's an easy one.
Miller, I'll tell you why he's favorited. It's because even if he comes back 100%, he's still going to get slept in the octagon when they fight.
That's disrespectful. To say that he's gonna get slept. I mean, Pereira, listen, he has the hand of God, they would call it, the left hook, right? And Beta Quest, he is basically my twin, and I've been called Alex Pereira one too many times. Listen, he has strong. The leg kicks are another thing that worries me too, man. Hale's coming off Achilles injury, so I'll say that as well too. It worries me a bit. That's why Vegas has Pereira being the favorite, but not by much. That's all I'm gonna say. I think you guys give Hill no shot.
No, I cannot see. I don't see any chance Jamahal Hill makes it to decision. I think he gets knocked out.
You know what this fight is for Jamahal Hill? This is the let the kid come and shoot the half-court shot to try and win a car. That's what this fight is for Jamahal Hill. He's lined up at the half-court line.
Hey guys, I gotta go. Good talking to you.
That was good. We have another one. It is by the name of Drewski Blanco, another great nickname. We need a nickname for Joe. If anybody has a good one, again, we'll run with it. What's up, Drew?
Miller.
What's up, man?
Hold on, I gotta put this on speaker.
Yep.
Yeah.
It sounds like you got something to say. The way you
hold on, I'm trying to get this.
Miller. Miller.
I have a serious question for you, Miller.
All right, I have a serious answer.
Are you smoking crack? Like, are you okay?
He's drinking the crack.
Why would you assume that I'm under the influence?
Saying Alex Pereira has never beat anybody like Jamahal Hill is the craziest statement I've ever heard you say.
It is.
I mean,
like, that's top three. I've heard a lot of iffy stuff. That's top three.
Here we go. The guy.
Here's my honest question. How is Jamahal Hill such a high status? Like, he never defended a belt. He's not that big on social media. Like, why all of a sudden is he like considered high status to you? Like saying Izzy isn't equal to him is crazy. Saying Jan isn't even equal to him is crazy.
That's what I'm saying. That's about the same level right there.
Let me clear the air a little bit. I'm not saying Izzy isn't equal to him. I'm saying if you're gonna use Izzy, you at least got to say that Alex Pereira beat him in his last fight, and he didn't. Izzy knocked him out cold.
Well, he had to cut 50 pounds. He's a natural light heavyweight.
And he does look even big for light heavyweight. So is that a little scary? Absolutely.
But you're talking about he's up here
never
with the
lost
big dogs.
Listen,
you were just
Miller,
talking about he's up here with the big dogs.
Miller,
now.
you got to think, his first two fights were both against champs, and he knocked him, or he didn't knock out Jan, but he knocked out one of them and beat another one.
And the Jan fight was close, and he looked like he struggled. And all I'm saying is right now, Hill, I think he's improved what he did to Glover. I'm just saying it looks
How can we say that, though? He beat a 40-year-old.
I mean, nobody was saying that when Glover and Heavy were going to the last seconds of the 5th round when it was a close fight. When Glover was knocking out Anthony Smith. I mean, Glover, at the end of the day, he's a veteran. He's a tough guy to beat. Heavy did it.
He's an old man.
And okay, so we can agree Hill dog walked him. So there's something there. I think
Johnny Walker would dog walk Glover. Right now.
How do we
knock that boy sideways?
Please.
You don't have to do this to yourself, Drew.
First of all, he should be kicked off the channel immediately. You don't get to bring up that name anymore.
I don't that wasn't necessary at all. I think that's just that's like what is it in court when you do something illegal? I forget what it's called. Anyways, listen, Johnny Walker's a bum.
Good example.
What's the word? What's the word?
I don't know what you're
saying. You guys never seen Liar Liar where they were like, "Oh, we should have held him in contempt for saying something like that." That's how bad it was. Sorry, that took me way too long. Right. Yeah, now
Johnny Walker's only like 31 now.
Johnny Walker
can knock out anybody. He's only getting better. So
he'll probably get knocked out by Talbot.
Johnny Walker will never be top 3.
Oh, okay. We'll come back to this. We'll come back to this one.
We probably won't actually. We probably won't actually. But you really think he'll be top 3?
He'll never be top 3.
In about 2-3 years, he'll be top 5 on the title run.
This guy's got a glass chin now.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's worse than Gilbert Burns.
Oh,
Shout
man,
out to
who?
Gilbert Burns.
Whoa.
Shout out to
Miller, I
Gilbert
don't like how you
Burns.
said we were all wrong about that. I was
who-
right with you on that one.
Who? Oh, well, yeah, and who was right about that as well? Me and Drew. We
Yeah.
hit the nail on the head.
Tried to
Thanks for
tell
giving
y'all
us credit,
boys.
Trey. We tried to tell him.
Anyways, he was winning the fight. But anyways,
He couldn't beat a guy with one arm, Trey.
he got a lucky
got
knee.
beat by-
I mean, he got absolutely smacked.
He got beat by a guy with
a
one
lucky
arm.
knee. It was a lucky knee. He just went
He
right
broke
into
his arm in the first round.
And he was dogging him, Drew. So shut up.
He
It
was
was
not
one
dogging
lucky knee. He was
Perfectly timed.
Yes, he was.
It was 1-1.
It was 3-0.
I had it 1-1 going to the third.
Because
The
you're
first
an
one on the
idiot.
side.
Because you're
One of-
dumb.
Another pro judge did too. Another pro judge did. That's all
Okay,
I'm
I don't
saying.
care. They need to
Okay,
fire
well,
that dude.
So some people agree with me. Some people agree with me at least. You just put it that
Listen.
way.
The Gilbert, if you say Gilbert, if you say Kobe, that's gonna get under Trey's skin. Just be careful. Don't even say Bryce Mitchell because that's
All right.
that's gonna send him over the
whoa.
edge. So
Whatever.
Trey is just historically wrong about all these veterans: Gilbert Burns, Kobe, Derek Lewis. There's a pattern. There's a
You
pattern.
guys are hilarious. There's a pattern with Miller. Everybody sees it. Miller. People are calling out your whole year right now. Not even a card or anything. They're
It's
calling out
March.
the whole year for
It's
you.
March.
And guess what? It's been
It's-
dark and rainy the whole year for you. All March has been cloudy
Miller,
and
this
rainy.
Pierre take might end up going down as your worst one ever. I'm not joking.
That's
It's
what they
top
said
5.
about Dustin. That's what they
No,
said
well
about Dustin.
that was an asterisk win. We all know it now.
That's what they said about Taporia. Oh, how is
I
this guy
said
going to
Taporia.
be pound
said
for
Taporia.
pound? I mean, again, Drew, we're usually right. The chat is usually wrong. That's where
I
we
mean,
find ourselves.
that's why I don't get why you're picking Hill. We're usually right.
That's where I'm
Miller's
trying
wrong
to
on
convince
this.
you
He
before it's
knows
too
he's
late.
wrong. You know what makes me the most sick about this is the week after Miller's going to come here and twist it that he was right about some other fight on the card that nobody cares about.
What's up, Leroy? Listen, let's take it a step further. I'm not even joking. I'm not saying this for views, whatever, because people think that's what I do, but it's just honestly how I feel. Hill is not only going to win, I believe he's going to win by knockout.
Oh my
You
god.
don't believe that.
You really
do
don't
not
believe
believe
that,
that.
Miller. There's no way you seriously believe that.
Bible's currently not down here, but I promise you.
So
It
you
was never
think
down there.
Jamahal Hill's a better striker than Yuri, obviously, by saying that.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I think Yuri's more unorthodox, maybe has a tad bit more power, but when it comes to precision, when it comes to landing the shots that he's looking to land, again, look what he did
Miller.
against Glover. It was
Miller.
artwork. It was beautiful.
Miller, first of all,
That's
Glover's
against
on a
Glover.
stand-up. Yeah, Miller, first.
How is that? That's a good thing. That's
Miller,
Glover.
Jamahal Hill is a sloppy
not.
fighter. Why are you acting
How?
like he's
From-
so technical?
I'm saying
He
right
throws
now.
sloppy. He throws so sloppy and wide, throwing these hooker sweepers all the time. He fights so sloppy.
I know what it is. I know what it is.
Hmm.
Not you, Trey. I know what it is.
What?
Jamahal Hill knocked out
Wait.
Johnny Walker. That's what it is.
That's
That's
It
what
doesn't
it
help.
is. It all
It
makes
doesn't help.
it all makes sense now. Those sloppy punches work there.
Listen, that was his best win of his whole career. I want you to think about that.
Look, Drew will admit that
That's
Johnny
the best
Walker,
fighter that he's beat his whole career is Johnny Walker.
Drew, listen, let's make a deal. Drew will admit
Johnny
that
Walker would
Johnny
sleep
Walker
Glover.
is his worst
Stop.
take ever. And you'll admit that this is your worst take ever. This is awful. Every week we get on here, we talk, and you blow my mind. It shocks me, honestly. It really does. I mean, seriously, I would rather watch a Rose Namajunas fight than have to listen to another
Wait,
one of your
Joe
awful
really
takes.
doesn't. Joe really doesn't
Oh.
think that Rose had a great performance, does he?
Glad you brought that up. This afternoon when we were live, listen, Joe's making a name for himself. That's all I'm saying.
I want to hear Joe calling tonight. I want
But,
Joe to call in with me.
He's making a name for himself. He said to me live, I have proof, that Rose had a great performance.
Miller.
Oh, he sounds like you talking about Jamahal Hill.
I want to give some context to this. First of all, Joe has a weird obsession with Rose.
It's probably the fade.
They do have the same haircut. I will say that.
That's what.
But
Right.
Joe has some weird love for Rose that
Is that
makes
what it
no
is?
sense. It's a little Pat Barry love, I would say, more a
Ah.
little Pat Barry type of love for Rose that makes no sense.
Bro, Pat
So
Barry.
anything he says about
rapist.
her cannot be warranted. Okay.
Okay, that's fair. I think she loses to Blanchfield or Fierro, anyways.
I thought she was
He
going to
loses
lose.
to anybody.
I thought she was going to lose this weekend.
It was close.
Y'all know who Rose Namajunas looks like? Have y'all ever seen?
Pat Barry.
Have y'all ever seen a boy in the striped pajamas?
Oh my God, yes, that's a
That's Schmo.
that's a good movie, by the way. Respect to you
That's
on that
Schmo
one,
right there.
That's a classic movie.
I thought you were going to say
That's the main character. That's
video
Schmo.
game.
That's that the ending of that movie was crazy. By the way, you ever seen it, Trey? You got to catch it. We have Joe.
What's it
The
called?
boy in striped pajamas.
Look up boy in striped pajamas Schmo. That's Rose Namajunas.
Sounds a little suspect. I don't know.
I'm gonna add Joe because he is waiting on the line. Drewski, feel free to come back. Any last thoughts on Hill versus Pereira? How does it end?
You're an idiot, and he's gonna knock him out in the first or second round.
All right, there you have it.
Yep.
Drewski.
Yep.
Let's add Joe.
Great take.
Joe, caller Joe. Is that what we call him? Or wait, hold on a second. There he is. Joe.
Yeah, what's going on?
He's been more prepared. Trey, you hear this? We don't have to wait 7 minutes for him to get his mic on.
Joe, you're doing well.
Yeah, shut up. Listen, what are we talking about right now?
I'm telling you, Trey, it's a new and improved Joe.
I just gave a compliment. Joe, I get it. You had 2 reels and 100 people liked it. Congratulations, okay? Do you know what I did for this channel? I built it from the ground up. Thank you very much.
Yeah, listen.
Thank you for even being on here.
Earlier, I don't know if y'all caught it today, but earlier in the late afternoon show, mid-afternoon show, Miller was asking for a nickname for himself too.
Oh, this guy is so cringy.
So, hold on, I have one. I think I have one.
Did I do that? I don't.
I think I have one. I think I have one for him.
I got
Seriously.
a few.
I have one.
Well, is it Mr. Intel, the one who gets it done, the source?
No.
Because I've been called all those things before.
I got a few I could call Miller. Some I can say on the channel.
Yeah, I have a good one for him.
What's up, Joe?
Miller says that. First of all, Miller, how are you from today's show? From today's earlier show?
Great. Once you said Rose had a great performance, it kind of ruined my day for a little bit. But then I had a coffee and everything was good.
No, she had a great performance considering who her corner is.
Oh, right. Of course.
Pat Barry.
Of course.
And she overcame Pat Barry to get a W in the UFC.
Wasn't an impressive win. She doesn't
Pat Barry has. You know how you always talk about Leon Edwards' head kick knockout?
Mm-hmm.
You know how Leon Edwards came back to win the fight?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Pat Barry has one of the worst comeback losses I've ever seen in my entire life. Have you ever seen that fight, Pat Barry? He came back and lost the fight. I've never seen somebody come back and lose a fight. That's what happened to Pat Barry. So anyway, Rose Namajunas overcame Pat Barry to win the fight.
She doesn't beat Blanchfield or Fierro. I think her best days are behind her.
That's fair, but I'm just letting you know why she hasn't been looking good.
You think she gets Trevor Whitman back? She does better?
Yes, 1,000%. 1,000%. Pat Barry's a cancer.
I'll tell you one fight that Rose definitely needs to make, and that's with her barber, because it's disgusting what he's doing to her hair. She needs to grow her hair back out.
That's low. That's low.
It's a little low. I kind of like it. I think it looks all right.
Yeah, I think it looks great.
You got the same haircut too, Miller.
Of course, Joe thinks it looks great. I
think it looks amazing.
Rose, just talk about it. Go ahead, share your love.
First of all, I'm married. I'm not going to say too much, but let's just say she has a special place in my heart. because in UFC 4, I used to knock Drew out with her every single fight.
Who did he used to pick? Johnny Walker? and Rose
Johnny Walker wasn't even in the game, actually. He's that much of a bum.
He would pick Wei Lee, and I would just dog him with Rose. Anyway, the reason why I wanted to get on this call, one, okay, I addressed it, Rose. Okay, we got that straightened out. It was a great performance considering who was in her corner. Right, we already straightened that out already. That's the answer right there. Okay, number 2, yeah, Miller, your nickname.
Here we go.
Miller, are you ready, Miller?
I'm
We're
used to
gonna-
these dramatic pauses. Here we go.
Miller, are you ready?
I've been
Uh,
waiting
we're
for
gonna-
10 minutes.
Hello, Miller. All right, you ready? This is Miller's new nickname. We're gonna start calling Miller Light because of his drunk takes that he has on his channel. We're gonna start calling him Miller Light because he absolutely has to be drunk for some of these picks. I mean, Cheeto Vera over O'Malley,
Forgot
and
about that.
now
That's bad. No, that's bad.
and now Jamal Hill over Pereira.
That's not
No,
bad.
it's bad.
You have to be drunk.
Bad.
I wish I could fast forward to the day they fight.
Don't-
What's wrong
Miller,
with that pick? I get
Miller,
the
I already
Cheeto. Even the Cheeto one makes sense. He has a win over him.
Oh my gosh.
Makes sense, you know.
The
I
Cheeto
thought there
one
was something-
never made
Oh,
sense.
geez.
I thought there was something there. You know, he hit him in the Trey would
Miller,
call it the
give
G.
It's the knee
thought-
G spot, not just the G spot. There's another one. Don't get it confused. It's the knees G spot.
Leroy, thank you so much, man. Expect a lot more content. Listen, I was wrong about Cheeto Vera. We all get one wrong here or there. I mean, you guys more often than not. For me, I see why you guys are buckling down on that one. That usually doesn't happen to me. Besides that, I picked the right underdogs. I mean, if I were to start listing them, I'll be here all night. But this Hill and Pereira fight, listen, Hill has the hand speed. Hill has the power. He's going to land right down the middle. I think even the southpaw stance might have a little bit to do with it. Troubling Alex Pereira. He's going to be just fine.
Miller, when you say things like that
Mhm.
so confidently, that's why I just thought of the name Miller Lite. Because you know how when a drunk person starts talking really confidently about something that they have no idea about, they're just spewing whatever comes to the top of their head. That's what you sound like when you're talking about Jamal Hill. So I need you to like you said, for us to bunker down, I need you to bunker down and listen to some knowledge that I'm about to spit right now. You ready?
Here we go.
Yeah. Yeah, Jamal Hill's getting knocked out. That's it. That's the whole knowledge. Are you ready? That was it.
Yep. Take it in.
Jamal
Miller.
Hill. Jamal Hill's getting knocked out. That's it. That's
You
everything.
got a pen and paper, Miller? Go ahead and write it down, actually. Joe, can you say it one more time, if you don't mind? Miller, go ahead and write this down, if you don't mind. Pen and paper, please.
Miller, you ready?
Go ahead. Joe.
Jamal Hill's getting knocked out.
Yeah.
It's
He's
that
getting knocked
simple.
out.
Now
You get
I
it?
will say, going into the fight, I had Pereira as like a 225 at least. I wouldn't even mind a 250
Here we
favorite
go.
for
Okay.
Pereira. And I could see a world where he's a minus 280, minus 300. I'm being dead serious.
Okay.
That's what I think. That's where I think the fight should be more closely at. Is anywhere from minus 250 to minus 300. Wherever you want to have it there, that's where I think realistically should be. But I will say this, but Jamal Hill is raw. And I'm not here to clown Jamal Hill because I think he's raw. I think he's a good fighter. I think he's a great fighter. Well, to Miller's standards, actually, no, he would be a below average fighter, actually.
I was about to say,
Just-
Joe, I don't know if you missed the beginning of the
Yeah.
show. I kind of broke down the resumes of these guys.
Yeah,
broke
yeah.
down some of the fighters he's beat. What
Right.
about that list would make him a great fighter? Who are you
Ye-
giving him credit for and saying he's a
Johnny
great
Walker.
winner?
Yeah, Jamal Hill, according to Miller's standards, Jamal Hill actually is a below average fighter.
Agreed.
That's Miller's
Agreed.
logic. That's Miller's logic. That's
All
not
right,
my
well
logic.
said.
That's Miller's
That's
logic
well
because Sean
said.
O'Malley is just a good fighter.
It's Miller's
So-
channel that I built, so hey, we're gonna follow his rules.
Joe,
So
I need to ask you a question. Why does Vegas not have it? Like you said, I think it should be minus 250, minus 300. Why is it minus 150, minus 136? How would you explain it?
So like I said earlier today, the Illuminati, the people who are in control, they need. Oh, it's almost like what Trey said. They are trying to make a bag off this fight. So they told the odds makers, listen, make it
Drop it down.
even, make it even so that we can bet our whole entire real estate mortgage on Pereira.
Yeah.
And we'll come up a huge bag off it. It's that simple. And then on fight night, watch, he'll be like a minus 200. He'll at least be minus 200 on fight night.
That's what I'm thinking. He's gonna end around like 220, probably. We're like, what are we at? What are we? 2-3 weeks out? 3 weeks out, probably.
Yeah, it's April 13th, so about like 3 weeks roughly.
Yeah, That's what I'm saying. We're already at minus 150. People ain't even really betting on it yet.
Then I'm gonna be patient because I need that. I'm Jamal Hill is being overlooked just like he was against. Oh, I wish I would have found the short. Do you remember what you said about Glover versus Jamal Hill, Trey?
Nope.
No, you don't remember? That's interesting.
Oh man.
I don't think
Because-
anybody needs to remember or anybody
Um,
cares. And nobody has
Wait,
any
why-
idea.
I don't get it. What happened?
Nobody has.
Oh,
nothing happened. Nothing
you
happened, and nobody has any idea what. Miller's just talking about another reel that I went viral on, made his channel grow even bigger. It is what it is. Nobody knows what you're talking about. Nobody needs to know, Miller. Thank you.
I'm glad you said all that because it's like you enjoy digging a deeper hole for yourself. So I'm just quickly scrolling. I'll find it in a matter of seconds. So just be patient.
If my face ain't on it, I don't claim to saying it.
Oh, that's fine.
Y'all know anything I say, I put my face to it. I didn't say it.
We
I have
can
no idea what this guy's talking about.
we can argue whether that's Trey's voice or not, and you're lucky because
Listen, y'all know how AI is now. Y'all know how all this stuff is. This guy's a weirdo. He taps into that. I have no idea what he's talking about.
oh, you just give me a second.
He's probably trying to make it right now
Oh.
because there's no video. We have no idea what he's talking about. It's probably AI. I didn't say it. And if
Guys-
my face ain't on it, I definitely didn't say it.
guys, real quick, guys. If you guys would just give me some time, real quick.
Remember when Kobe Covington said
This is not what happened. What happened? I lost it. Hold on a second. Hold on a second, guys. It's
Congrats,
coming
brother.
up.
I hope it's worth it.
It's,
We had to wait
it's-
for you to learn some court word and Google it and figure out
Jamal.
what it
Here it
was
is.
earlier. Now
Here
we
it
gotta
is.
wait for this.
Give
Hold
us
on,
a
I want to
sec-
hear
gi-
this. I want
give
to hear
us a-
this.
This is a real made. Let's see.
Nobody-
January 25th, 20.
Hold on, Miller. Hold on.
Yes.
Trey be spitting facts, so I know this is about to be really good.
Oh.
He's spitting facts.
I can't wait
I
for
don't-
you to hear. I can't wait for you to hear this. Let him
I
explain
don't know
himself
what
real
he's.
quick.
I have
Mhm.
no idea what he's talking about.
Okay,
All
let's hear it.
You're not gonna be able to hear it on here, so
I know how accurate Trey is.
Held by a unanimous
you're gonna have to go
decision.
listen to it on the YouTube.
Hold on. Let me. Is this the loudest it could be? Let me see. Give me one more second. I know the anticipation is killing you guys, but this needs to be done. It's at 100. Okay.
He had Jamal Hill by knockout, didn't he?
I
Listen
haven't
to this.
heard that take from anyone.
Not me.
Why so?
He's going to do some boxing. He's going to do some kicking. He has great takedown defense.
Jamal Hill by decision is listen. If
Hear
you're
it out.
right,
That was 999 at first.
because I haven't heard anyone say that. He has been right before it. Ironically enough, he has been more right than Trey. He's had some good picks. Let's see if he's right tonight.
No way.
So,
You're gonna let people call in.
you hear it, Joe, so far?
Wow.
Oh wait. So all right. So hear this. Ready? I'm gonna hit play.
And say Jamal Hill by decision. Is this guy serious? Children called in past their bedtime on here. Never had a girlfriend. Still have to ask mommy if they can go play outside. We're letting people like that call in. He's gonna take Jamal down. He's gonna wear him down. He's gonna bully him and tear him up. I can see him taking him out in the 3rd or 4th round. You better believe it.
I'm trying to hold in my laughter.
Jamal Hill. Oh, Trey.
Wait, I don't understand. I don't get it. That was Trey?
I didn't say that. That's what I'm saying. I didn't say that. Y'all know I put my face to everything I say. I have no idea what this guy is talking about. AI and stuff now, and he's a weirdo. He does that stuff, so I don't even know what he's talking about.
If that was Trey, that's the most embarrassing thing I've ever heard.
I have no idea what he's.
So
It doesn't even sound like me.
is it me or did Trey sound very confident?
Very confident. I don't know why. I don't know why he was talking like that. That was a little weird.
What
Ju-
the heck?
ju-
I didn't say anything. I'm like, that doesn't
And
even
then-
sound
then-
like me.
You're going out sad. I mean,
What, you to go outside Miller when Jamal Hill
mean-
is laying flat on his face?
I didn't even plan to bring that up. What's up, Dan? And welcome to the stream. I didn't even plan to bring that up. Joe, we got another caller. I'll add you back in if you want to jump back
Yes, sir.
in. All right, bro.
Yep.
George in the building. Yo.
Yep.
Talk to us.
Why can't I hear you good enough? Hold on 1 second.
Glover wins. You better believe it.
All right,
It's
so
a Jamal Hill unanimous decision. Yep.
I do want to talk about this. This is something that needs to be talked about. I do think that Alex Pereira is doing a little bit too much with like not focusing on fighting and like some extra. He's been on streams. He's over here messing around with rappers. Like fake fighting people on like Twitch streams and all this stuff. So I do think like he needs to stop playing around. Especially if he wants to fight back to back in 300 and 301. You really need to be focusing. Stop messing around with these rappers. Stop messing around with these streamers. Stay in the gym. Because the last thing I want to hear is fucking Miller. I told you so. Because he was over there slipping up and partying with these people too much.
He might have a girlfriend now.
No, I heard she had an OnlyFans, so he's back to being serious again.
Listen, we've seen this happen before. Everybody wanted to give Usman credit that he's the greatest welterweight of all time. Then comes little old Leon Edwards and gets the job done. Everybody's saying Pereira, might be the face of the UFC, pound for pound #1.
Which you said.
Jamahal Hill.
Didn't you say that, by the way? Didn't you say that? And now he gets beat by Jamahal Hill?
No, I don't think I've ever said that.
No,
actually,
you vouched for him being potential face of the UFC. We've had this discussion before.
Yeah, vouch for it. I made the argument. That's what
you made the argument, and then next thing you know, he gets beat by Jamahal Hill. What the fuck does that even mean?
Well, Miller, I don't. This is how funny this comes up right now. You already have nicknames. You're the flip flop pancake U-turn. What do you mean? Those are your nicknames, and here you are doing it once again.
Listen, Pereira. Maybe that's why he's a -136 instead of a -250, 300. They know he's not taking it serious.
Why did you make argument for him to be potentially the face of the league just to lose to Jamahal Hill?
Because it wasn't about him being the best fighter in the UFC. It's because the lack of stars that the UFC has. Alex Pereira doesn't even speak English, and he has gained the interest of fans. So that was more of what that was about. Pretty simple answer.
Yeah, but also when you pretend somebody being the face of a organization, you don't also think, oh, but their next fight they're gonna lose, and you wouldn't even make the argument for him in the first place.
Did the same thing with Sean O'Malley.
No, you didn't.
Yet he's arguably the biggest star in the UFC.
We argued that he wasn't the face.
There's
Me
not.
and you were both in the same argument. He wasn't the face of the organization.
When you talk about potential candidates, you have to put him up there. Has
No,
he been struggling with that?
Trey,
I'm just.
Trey was the only one saying he was the face.
I think Hito's confused with his own arguments. I'm not sure exactly where he's getting all this information from. But what I'm saying is that just because you're the face of the UFC doesn't mean you're the best fighter in the UFC. I don't think I've ever said that.
I sat up here and literally had this argument 2 weeks ago. You were bashing me for saying that.
For saying what?
That Sean O'Malley was potentially the face of the UFC.
I don't think I was.
And now you're telling me that we have. And now you're telling me we have to consider him, Miller. Are you? This guy is a flip flop, a pancake, a U-turn, an oval. This guy just keeps going in a circle. Put the shit. Yeah, put him on. You're embarrassed. Don't show me those liar eyes. It makes me sick to my stomach right now. I can't believe this guy. I cannot believe this guy. This guy's a NASCAR track just going around in circles.
2 things. The Bible was never down there, number 1. Number 2, me and you, I will say it. I was right there saying O'Malley wasn't the face of the organization. It was me and you, and Trey was arguing against it. So you can't sit there and pretend somebody being the face and think they're going to lose the next second, because then you would just argue, no, they're not the face. They're going to lose the next fight anyway. So you make no sense this year, dude. You fall on your head or something. It's crazy. 2020, you got 2 things right. One fight nobody cared about, and one fight, yeah, it was a good pick, Topuria. Other than that, you've been garbage this year, bro. Nobody cares about Dustin Poirier.
Hito is talking as if he swept the last card. Shocker, guys. Breaking news. Me and Hito had the same record on the last card. Hito put Volkanovski.
The fight that was more important, I got right.
Okay, and then on the Volkanovski card, I got the fight that was more important with Topuria.
Oh, we didn't have. You had a worse record than me.
Hito is talking as if he's been hot. When was the last time Hito has been hot on a card?
I was 4-1 that card.
I think you were 3-2 instead. We would have to double check.
I was 4-1.
No, we were 3-2, but you had the hotter. No.
No. Last card I was 3-2. The card before I was 4-1.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. The last card. Anyways, tomato, potato. Listen, at the end of the day, Pereira's a star. But Hill is about to upset the world. I mean, we've seen so many upsets as of late. This is another one. Probably the biggest one in the last 2 years.
Sean O'Malley losing to Cheeto Vera, you bum. That wasn't an
literally.
upset we saw.
Okay, I got one of two. I got Topuria beating Volkanovski when he thought that wouldn't be, that wouldn't have happened.
Didn't
He
I
went to-
pick Sean Strickland over Izzy? So I'm just saying, like, I got the bigger upset pick.
I don't remember that. I think you're just making things up now. See, Hito just comes in
It
here,
was-
he
it
makes
was
things
me
up.
and,
We can't prove anything.
I swear, Joe Biden needs to hire Miller because he can talk himself out of a daggum corner every time he's in one. It makes me sick to my stomach.
He's not. He's just embarrassing himself, dude. You're really losing your credibility this year. It's kind of pathetic. And then you're gonna pick the biggest fight of the year, UFC 300, and you're gonna pick Jamal Hill. Dude, you're embarrassing, bro. I don't know what's going on.
I hope I remember this moment because imagine Jamal Hill wins. I promise
You
I
have
will
to
clip-
imagine it. I don't need to imagine it.
I will clip Hito's voice and we will make a reel of it, just like we made a reel of Trey a year ago when he said Glover beats Jamal Hill. No doubt about it, is what he said.
Listen to me right now. There, and I'm telling you once again, I'm looking you in the camera this time. This
Here we
is
go.
actually my
And he
voice.
talks about me.
I'm guaranteeing you there is no doubt about it. There's no chance Jamal Hill is winning. If Jamal
I
Hill
love it.
beats
I can't-
Alex
I
Pereira,
remember
I
this,
will
guys.
quit the channel for a year.
You-
If Jamal Hill
remember this,
beats
guys.
Alex, I will be off this channel for one whole year.
Can you say it
That's
one
how
more time?
confident I am.
Can you say that one more
If
time?
Jamal Hill
Mhm.
beats Alex Pereira, I will quit the channel for one whole year. I'll leave. Won't even call in. Won't even write in the chat. That's how confident I am. There is no chance Jamal Hill wins.
Okay, and the only way you come back to the channel, let's see, you, what should be the stipulation here? We got to
you'll
make.
probably be begging me again. The
we-
views will go
we-
down.
we-
Everything
we-
will be awful.
I mean, we got Joe right now. Joe has been. I need a nickname for Joe. Nobody has one yet. Miller Lite sounds pretty cool. Trey, I don't think he has one. Me, they call me the source. Mr. Intel, the one who gets it done. Hito has Hollywood Hito. Everybody got a nickname besides Trey. So if you guys could think one for Joe, let me know. But I'll remember this. I recorded it all, Trey. I can't. You're nervous, aren't you? You were this confident that Jamal Hill would lose last time. You're nervous.
Nervous. I'm
You're-
more
you're-
confident than ever. I'm more confident than ever.
Okay.
Yo,
Okay,
my
so
daughter found her trumpet. I gotta go.
All right. Sounds good.
I'll get Jamal Hill's name tattooed across my neck if he wins against Alex Pereira. That's how confident I am.
You want to hear a good one, Trey? This is from Steve Williams, the OG of the chat. He says, "We couldn't survive without you, though, Trey. A whole year? Question mark? Question mark? Question mark? You got some love in here nowadays."
I couldn't agree more. Thank you, whoever said that.
We have Joe on the line.
Yeah. First of all, what Trey is saying is crazy. First of all,
He's gonna regret it. He's gonna be under Drew's armpit like he usually is when Bryce Mitchell got knocked out, when Derrick Lewis got knocked out. He's gonna be sobbing under Drew's armpit,
True.
cuddled up on the sofa, saying, "I was wrong once again," just like it happened with Kobe.
Never even hugged Drew before. So.
yeah. Well, Miller, I think Trey doesn't have anything to worry about, honestly, because I think Pereira's just going to get the job done. So
this is just listen. We've talked about like almost an hour, and I love it about Jamal Hill because this is I have the receipts. I have the receipts. The Jamal Hill disrespect is.
Miller, you know this is listen.
Miller, who's disrespecting him?
All of you guys that are picking him to lose.
No.
So
We're just
who
picking him
is
to
his
lose.
big win? Who was his big win
Glover.
that
He doesn't
you were
have one.
giving him credit for that is
Glover.
better than Alex Pereira?
He doesn't
Glover's
have
better
he
than Alex.
doesn't have good wins. He just been looking good, which matters. He has been looking good. I will admit that. It does matter. He has been looking good. He doesn't have the resume that Pereira has at all. But when he's in there, Jamal Hill, he's looking good. He's looking sharp.
You know what he reminds me of?
Looks sloppy.
You know what he reminds me of? Islam Makhachev. Let me explain why. It's a great comparison, I promise. He reminds me of Islam
What
Makhachev is
is
because hear me out.
Miller Lite.
Here
Here he goes.
Hear
Two,
me out.
three deep right now. Go ahead.
Hear me out. He's just like Islam Makhachev, identical. We all know he's great. Well, maybe you guys don't, but it's the same thing, or at least for me.
I know Islam is great. I know Jamahal Hill is great. Makhachev, at the end of the day, doesn't have great wins besides Volkanovski, who went up in weight, so he hasn't even beat the greats in his own division. His best win is who? Dan Hooker, Bobby Green, and Oliveira. So Oliveira is good. All that to say, even with the resume not being up to par, we can say that Islam Makhachev is arguably the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Although he hasn't beat the best just yet. He hasn't proven it. Same thing with Hill. He hasn't beat the big names. He beat Johnny Walker. He beat Glover. Doesn't have the resume just yet. That's where you insert Pereira, and he's going to get the job done.
Who has Jamahal Hill beat on the level of Oliveira?
Glover.
All right, I'm about to.
Go,
I'm about to end this show.
Glover
Miller
won the
Lite.
distance.
I'm telling you, that
Glover
nickname is hitting.
Glover
That
went the
nickname is really
distance.
hitting right now.
Glover almost went the distance with Hiri and was winning that fight. It was one little mistake.
Miller, how much have you drank?
He
today?
doesn't have a legendary career.
Miller,
Glover's not good now. Now he's just
no. It's not that Glover's not good.
Now he's nobody.
Miller, he's 62 years old.
Wait, hold on a second, Trey. Trey, hear me out. Oh, this is beautiful. Trey, who did you pick to win between Glover and Jamahal Hill?
That wasn't me. That doesn't even sound like me.
Do I need to play the TikTok again? Because I would love to.
I don't think it was me. It doesn't sound like me, and my face isn't on it.
So who did you pick to win?
I don't remember. It was a long time ago.
Oh, interesting. How the tables have turned. Joe, you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, have y'all ever seen that episode of that SpongeBob where he's telling the jokes, and the guy in the back, he goes, "Oh, brother, this guy stinks." Yeah, Miller.
That's how I feel about Trey.
When you said that Glover win was as good as the Charles Oliveira win that Islam had, Miller, come on. You don't but you don't think that though.
We're not going to act like Oliveira hasn't had really bad performances. He's a wild card. He could look great or he could look bad.
Miller, he was on a 13-fight win streak.
Miller, listen to me. Listen to me right now, okay? Alex has just went into Jamahal Hill's division, and he already has 2 bigger wins than Jamahal Hill has.
One of them being debatable. That Jan Blachowicz fight was close.
It's a dub.
Okay,
but it wasn't. Though.
But we just got to add the disclaimer that it was close.
But it wasn't though. He already has 2 bigger wins. The 2 dudes that he fought when he came to that division are already bigger wins than Jamahal Hill.
He was a little bit
fast-tracked.
It's
Miller,
understandable.
Even when he knocks out Jamahal Hill, which he will, listen. Even when he knocks out Jamahal Hill, that still will not be his biggest win in the division. Do you understand that?
Can I ask you a serious question, Trey?
That's true.
Can you be vulnerable and just be honest, transparent? Please? Just this one time. I know it's tough. If you're wrong about this one, will you be sad?
Will I be sad about what? Being wrong?
Yeah, remember, you're out for a whole year. I know you're confident. I'm just saying if. It's a big hypothetical for you. I understand. You'll be a little sad?
About him losing or being out for a year?
Being out for a year. Just be honest.
Well, I mean, you'll be a little sad because
no. Don't put this on me. Will you be sad?
It'll be more of guilt because I feel bad for all the people who won't get to watch me anymore.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll see.
Listen, y'all ever heard that song? Miller, when they're waking Jamahal Hill up on Saturday night in 2 weeks, when they're waking him up, when the medics are coming to him and
Joe
asking him what day, if he remembers his name, if he remembers where he's at, what day it is, what month it is. When they finish asking him those questions and he wakes up from the canvas, I'm gonna call in your show. Hopefully you'll be live, and I'm gonna welcome you back with open arms. I'm not gonna hold it against you. I'm not gonna hold that pick against you, Miller. I'm not.
Well, you know what's sad? You know he's coming back because he's a U-turn flip flop and pancake. We have his nicknames, Joe. I don't know why we made up a new one. He's a flip flop. He's a pancake. He's a U-turn.
Joe
and Miller, when you pick thank you. When you pick Jamahal Hill, I'm sorry. if you choose to pick Alex Pereira before the fight starts,
Not gonna happen. I promise. Hand on
Miller,
Bible.
listen to me. Miller, listen to me. Remember when I called in about the Cheeto Vera and Sean O'Malley? Remember I was telling you they were walking out. I said, Miller, they're walking out. Please change it. Please. Please do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Miller, I'm going to give you that chance again Saturday night in 2 weeks.
Mhm.
I'm going to call in as they're walking out, and I'm going to tell you, Miller, one more chance. You can save yourself here.
Yep.
But if not, listen, listen.
Yeah.
I'm a Christian. I believe in forgiveness. I believe in second chances. I believe in mercy. And I believe in love.
Mm.
Miller, I'm gonna welcome you with open arms, brother. Seriously. When they're waking Jamahal Hill up, when the medics are taking him out in a stretcher like SpongeBob went out in the Salty Spittoon. Y'all remember that when SpongeBob slipped on an ice cube and the medics had to take him from the Salty Spittoon?
This is like the third
Jamahal
SpongeBob
Hill
reference.
Jamahal Hill is about to get Salty Spittooned by Alex Pereira, and the medics are gonna have to wheel him out of the arena. The medics are gonna have to wheel him out of the arena, and I'm gonna call him Miller. I'm gonna be like, Miller, brother, it's all good, man. We love you. We don't hold nothing against you. Seriously, we forgive everything. There ain't no record of wrongs here. 1 Corinthians 13 says that love doesn't keep a record of wrongs.
Joe, this is all being recorded. Let me just quickly play on stream one more time. I think I could fast forward. Let's see. I think I could. Let's see.
Jamahal Hill by a unanimous decision.
Can I? By decision for. Oh yeah. Remember when Kobe? Oh no. Go back. Jamahal Hill.
Jamahal Hill.
Real quick.
Serious Hill
This is
by
Trey.
decision. Is this guy serious? Children called in past their bedtime on here. Never had a girlfriend. Still have
Hear
to
this,
ask
guys.
mommy if they can go play outside. We're letting people like that call in. He's gonna take them all down. He's gonna wear him down. He's gonna bully him and tear him up. I can see him taking him out in the 3rd or 4th round. You better believe it.
Sound like me.
If I were Trey, I would scrub this from the internet.
It doesn't even sound like me. That's
The-
not me. My face ain't on it. I don't have nothing to do with it. I have no idea.
You
I've
better
never
believe
heard
it
it.
kills me every single time. We have Chris Faith waiting. The encyclopedia, the historian. So Joe, let me get Chris Faith in here.
Yes,
and then
sir.
we'll get it back.
Chris, the encyclopedia, baby.
Bro,
Get it.
He's a fan favorite. All right, bro. I'm gonna add Chris before. Let me just catch up with chat real quick. Steve says it's going to be a great test for Hill. Pereira is a dangerous man, a battle-tested champion. I can see Alex winning, but I got Hill by decision 3-2. That's 1 for Hill. We have Drake MMA saying Jamahal Hill by KO round number 1. That's 2 for Hill. We got some Hill supporters. We have added the historian, the encyclopedia, the fan favorite, the people's champ, Chris Faith in the building. What's up, Chris?
How you guys doing? How you guys doing? You know, I want to discuss something about you guys when you guys were talking about Hill versus Pereira.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
gonna tell you the real why I'm going for Pereira, because last time I doubted him, this was back at UFC 295. The real reason why I doubted him because I was going for Garry, because everybody knows that Garry Prohaska never lost the belt.
Right.
Besides that injury, he had to vacate it. But when I saw that fight, I was like, yeah, I want to see him go against Jamahal Hill. So that's the reason why I'm like, nah, I'm not going for Jamahal Hill. I know you're going for Jamahal Hill. I still don't know why, honestly.
Me neither, Chris. This guy.
Chris, I
Exactly. Don't know why.
I want you to
Sorry,
ask yourself.
continue.
I just want you to ask yourself something. It doesn't worry you even a little bit that you've been agreeing more and more with Trey? That doesn't scare you?
He's right more often too. Chris.
Why
I
would
mean,
it scare? Why would it
agree
scare
with
me?
that?
Like I'm not afraid.
No,
like
only
but the
because
thing
Trey is
why
wrong
are
all
you
the time.
doubting Alex Pereira?
Why am I
Why,
doubting?
Miller?
Why are we doubting Jamahal Hill is a better question, I think.
Chris, you know what I've
Jamahal
noticed
Hill's
the
not
past
gonna
few.
win.
Chris, you know what I've noticed the past few times you've came in here. The past few times you've came in here, we've sat down. You said, you know what? Maybe we're not best friends, okay? Maybe we don't like each other every time, but we can
That is
agree
true.
on some UFC
He
things.
said that is
We
true.
can agree on some fighting. We can agree that hey, Miller sounds kind of dumb sometimes. Okay, we can agree on that.
I
Can
think
we
he's
agree on that,
drinking
Chris?
something. Yeah, I can agree, but I think he's drinking something that's like
Thank
more than Epicene and stuff.
Listen, that Chris, listen, you know what? It's fair. I'm good. The same way Joe said he's gonna accept me with open arms. I'm gonna accept you with open arms, Chris. When Hill wins by knockout, because it's not even gonna be by decision. When he wins by knockout, Chris, I'm not gonna throw it in your face. I'm not gonna say I told you so. I'm just gonna say, you know what, Hill's a great fighter. Now with Trey, I got too much content.
But
to
the
put out.
rematch will happen at UFC 301 if the rematch happens at UFC 301. Because remember what Pereira said. Actually, no, it wasn't Pereira. It was Glover Teixeira, the coach. He said if he wins, he gets to headline UFC 301, which is the next month.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
if he beats Hall, I mean Hill. I said Hall. If he beats Jamal Hill, I think his next opponent is the one who knocked out Johnny Walker earlier this year, Magomed Ankalaev.
I mean, who hasn't knocked out Johnny Walker? But yeah, that's a good fight as well too. Ankalaev is dangerous. Well, Chris,
And I know
listen,
a lot of people are talking about. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I know a lot of people are talking about him going up to heavyweight. Look, the only way Alex Pereira could go up to heavyweight, he has to be 5-0 in light heavyweight. Look, if he beats Jamal Hill, that makes him 3-0. If he beats, like you say, Magomed Ankalaev, that's 4-0. If he beats the winner, let's just say, oh wait, there's another fight happening in the UFC 300, Jiri Prochazka versus Alexander Rakic. If he fights the winner, like later this fall, that makes him 5-0, meaning he goes up to the heavyweight division.
no, listen, he's very big. He was huge for middleweight. He even looks big for light heavyweight. So I wouldn't be all surprised. I just want to see John Jones fight Tom Aspinall when it comes to the heavyweight division, but I guess we'll never see that.
Man, John Jones, I don't know what the hell that guy doing. Like, I know he was in Saudi Arabia recently trying to say, "Hey, Francis Ngannou, let's fight, bro." You would have fought him 3 years ago when he had the
See.
chance.
Hey. Easy
Like,
on the
look,
John
I
Jones
understand you
disrespect.
don't like. Look, I understand you don't like Francis Ngannou, but the thing is, look, a long time ago, I used to be a John Jones fan. Don't think, oh, I didn't stop liking him because he didn't want to fight Francis Ngannou. I stopped liking him because of the true colors, what he does, like in the outside world.
What, that he trains 24/7 no matter where he is?
No, not that. I'm talking about like hearing some incidents. No, the train thing that's no problem, but some incidents. I'm like, bro, I just don't understand. Look, when Muhammad Ali was around, did you hear him bashing up people's wives or getting drunk? Even though that one time when he got arrested,
Social media was different back then. I don't know what Muhammad Ali did. Okay, I don't know what he was messing around in.
Look, I know that was at one time he got arrested, but no, the one thing that was fair because he didn't want to participate in the army because he said in his words, "That is not my damn war." Those were his words, not mine. Those were his words before he died late in 2016.
This is true. Listen, John Jones, he's holding up the division in my eyes. I think it's time for him to move on. I think the Stipe fight is a joke. And we need to see Aspinall versus John
It's
Jones
been a
or
joke
Aspinall
since
versus anybody else.
2017. It's been a joke since 2017, like for over 7 years. 5 times it has failed. For example, how many times did the world wanted to see Khabib versus Tony Ferguson? Not just me, not just you, not just Trey. The whole world wanted to see
5
it. But
times.
5 times it has failed. And
Yep.
for 5 times it has failed. And if it gets announced, let's just say, oh, it gets announced by this summer or this fall. I talk about Jones versus Stipe. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. Look what happened with freaking Khabib versus Tony Ferguson. Especially like wait, what was the name of those two other guys that try to fight each other? That Alex Perez and Christopher Matt Schnitzel, they wanted to fight each other, but they fell apart like 4 times.
So Drake MMA and Drew and Trey and Chris and everybody else in chat. Let me ask you guys a question, serious question. Who has a better chance to fight again? John Jones or Conor McGregor?
Conor McGregor will fight like in the year 2030.
Who has a better chance? I think that's a legit question.
In
That's
my
a great-
opinion, I
that's a
can say
great
it's John
question.
Jones. It's just John Jones, not Conor McGregor. Because McGregor just showed up saying, "Oh, I'm gonna fight this summer." Okay, but where's the contract signing? I want to see an image of a contract signing.
Listen,
Everybody wants to see it.
I 100%. There is no doubt in my mind. I believe.
Here we go.
I truly believe Connor has at least one more fight in him. I really believe that. There's no way he's ending on that, making those last two fights, his last two fights. I don't like.
I don't
That's
think
just
he's gonna
not
make in
happening.
his last 2 fights. Because I know I could agree with you because look, currently he's on his last 2 fights. If he fights, what do you call it, Michael Chandler, win or lose, I don't think he's gonna fight them because he did say that, oh, he's gonna run for president next year in Ireland. I'm like, I don't care. That's his thing. That's his thing. I'm gonna give a shit. I don't give a shit.
It's pretty even in the chat as far as who's gonna fight next, or if John Jones and Conor will fight next. It's pretty even. I would say it's almost like 50-50. Man, that's a tough one. Gun to my head, if I had to bet who would fight, I think Conor's gonna fight too, Trey. I think
There's just
Chandler
no way he doesn't fight.
Chandler I just think Chandler has been waiting so long at this point, and Conor's done with the movie and all that, and I think there's okay, hear me out. Are people more interested in Conor versus Chandler or John Jones versus Stipe? I'm just asking all the good questions here. I'm gonna just need some answers. Who
I ain't gonna lie.
what's a more interesting fight? Chandler versus Conor or Jones versus Stipe?
Oh, come on. That's a horrible question.
That's a great question.
That is a horrible
You already.
question.
That's a great question.
What? Okay, let me ask. Let me ask a
great question.
follow-up question. Let me ask a follow-up question on top of that question.
Okay.
Which fight do you know the outcome to?
Conor versus Chandler.
Wait, which fight? What?
Conor versus Chandler.
John Jones is going to knock out Stipe so bad, it would be awful.
John Jones has looked a little sloppy as of late. That's all I'm saying. John Jones looked like he's been drinking some Miller Lite as of late.
Miller, first of all, don't ever disrespect the GOAT like that, okay? And second of all, he could be drinking the Miller Lite and still go in the octagon and beat Stipe.
I hate that I'm doing this, but one more question, another great question. Who wins if they were to fight, Aspinall or John Jones? I say Aspinall.
I say John Jones, of course. Come on now, you know what it is.
95% chance Tom Aspinall.
That's what I'm talking about, Chris.
What?
That's what I'm talking about, Chris.
Where is he? What is he better at him? What is he better than him
at this point in both of their careers? Probably everything.
There was a time John Jones said, "Oh, he didn't beat a former champion." Well, actually, Tom Aspinall did beat a former champion, Andre Arlovski, and he hasn't been champion since
Andre Arlovski,
2005.
Andre Arlovski, bro.
The encyclopedia.
But no, you want to know why he wanted to fight him? Because no one wanted to fight him. So Tom Aspinall told the UFC, he was like, you know what? Let me fight him. So he got a bonus point, and that was when was that fight? Oh yeah, 3 years ago. This was 1 month before Ngannou knocked out Miocic. I still love that fight, that rematch.
I thought I was big that Jones would beat Stipe. I'm not so convinced now. Maybe Stipe beats Jones. I know Stipe is about like 46 years old, but
we ain't doing this.
But John Jones,
we are not about to do this. Y'all are not about to sit up here and tell me that Stipe, who hasn't fought since when? Since 2016? Since he got absolutely flatlined? Since he got absolutely flat. Okay, Chris, Chris, I was exaggerating. I'm making a point. Okay, let me teach you about show business here. Okay, but it just sounded better. 2016.
All right,
saying,
continue with Stipe.
I'm saying 2012 now, Chris. Who got knocked out in 2012 by Francis Ngannou? Absolutely flatlined. Looked disgusting last time he was in the octagon. And you're telling me that dude, who is also 62 years old, who's a fireman now. He's been focused on being a fireman, which I think that's great. Hey, help the community. That's beautiful. I love it.
I thought he was 43. I don't get it. I thought he was 43.
I forgot who we had on here.
Oh, let me Google Steve.
41 years old. 41 years old.
43 years old. 43. Oh, 41. I thought it was 43.
Yeah, look who the historian is now, the encyclopedia. You need to be Google. You need to start Googling stuff because you didn't know.
Anyways, 40. Google. I get I Google multiple people, and trust me, some people may say, "Oh, where you read it from, sir?" I'm like, really? Cereal box? How many times people got to say cereal box since like the year 2000? And it's been 24 years since we've been past the year 2000.
He's been to what Drake said. Jones looked slow as. Didn't throw a single strike against Ghana. He looked slow. He looked a little sloppy. Yeah, he got the guillotine. That's Cyril Gane.
He didn't have to. He literally set him down right on the cage. Didn't have to do anything.
Cyril Gane was focused on his FIFA tournaments.
Tom Aspinall is not no Cyril Gahn. A lot of people may
Tell
think,
him,
oh,
Chris.
this guy's gonna lose like Cyril Gahn. I'm like, first of all, Cyril Gahn was nothing but a joke. Cyril Gahn, he only got that shot because only that one win against a guy who never became champion. And I'm talking about Tai Tuivasa. How's Tai Tuivasa doing? Oh wait, terrible. Look, 4-5
Yeah,
losing
he's been
streak.
getting
Never got to become a
cooked.
He just
champion.
lost to my guy. He just lost to my guy.
He's been getting cooked. We
Yeah,
still need a nickname.
he lost to the guy that lost to Tom Aspinall. How in God's name do you lose to the guy that lost to Tom Aspinall last year? That's the question I want to ask you to all you guys. How in God's name did Tuivasa lose to the guy that was already beaten by Tom Aspinall? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Tuivasa has taken a fall from grace. We still need a nickname for Joe De Jesus. He's been one of our most active callers, and he's been having some good calls. So if anybody has a good one, I might have to send you a $10 cash app. All right. I guess we've been running for like a little over an hour, I would say now. Let me see. Drum roll. We've been on for 1 minute and 15. I guess last question. Let's think of an interesting one because I've been a little hot with the questions as of late. Next opponents for Hill if he wins. Next opponent for Pereira if he wins.
If Hill wins, let's just say if Hill wins, it's the rematch with Pereira. No excuse for that.
Interesting. Okay. And if Pereira wins?
If Pereira wins, he goes to fight Ankalaev. But if Ankalaev is unavailable, then the winner of Prohaska versus Rockcake takes over.
I'm not mad at that. All right.
I think whoever wins that fight is getting the next title shot, anyways. To be honest.
Yuri and Rakic.
Yeah, if Pierre wins the belt, then whoever wins that Yuri and Rakic fight is getting the title shot again, 100%. Like, I don't see why that wouldn't happen. If Jamahal Hill wins the belt, but there's no chance that he does. I mean, there's literally no chance. 100%. Only fight you make is the rematch, or you still do the Yuri and what's his name?
Yeah, I think it depends how close that fight is. Chris, thank you for the call. We got another caller waiting.
Yeah, no problem. I
think it's literally that. It's the Yuri and Rakic fight. Whoever wins that fight is getting the title shot before the rematch happens for whoever loses.
Joe, you are our last caller of the night. Slappy Joe might be his nickname. Let's see if we get some other ones. What's up, Joe?
Yeah. Yeah, listen. If Pereira wins, if Pereira wins, either he should retire, go off in the sunset, or he goes up to heavyweight and gets a belt at heavyweight.
Ooh.
Because there's no one. I'm looking at light heavyweights right now. There's no. If he beats Jamahal Hill, he already took care of Yuri. He already took care of Jan. If he beats Jamahal Hill, there's not really anybody for him to fight at light heavyweight. To be honest with you,
not a bad point, Joe. Not a bad point.
I would go up and be the first 3-division champion in UFC history.
I called that almost a year ago. I said, hey, Alex Pereira should be a 3-belt holder. Let's do it. Make him the first one ever. People sat right here on this channel said, what? That would never happen. This is crazy. Here we are a few months later, sitting right here talking about it. How about that?
But since he's not going to win anyways, who should Hill fight next after he knocks out Pereira in the first 3 rounds?
If he knocks him out, you're saying? If he wins?
He's going to. It's right. More when he wins.
Got you. Well, Miller Lite, if he wins and knocks out Pereira, then he needs to go through the whole division then. He needs to fight Yuri. He needs to fight Jan. He hasn't fought Jan yet, right? No, he hasn't fought Jan. He should fight Jan. He has more to prove than Pereira. Pereira went in there and like destroyed everybody. So
he destroyed Jan? I don't think he destroyed Jan.
I mean, he didn't destroy him, but he won the fight. And then he killed Yuri, who was the champ. And Glover trains with Pereira. So
I agree with Drake MMA. He says Hill fights Yuri, and I agree because they had the prior beef. The $5 from Hollywood Hito. He says Joe sounds like Beta. You ever heard Beta call in?
He's saying you sound zesty, Joe.
Payday. You want payday.
That's hilarious.
The disrespect for Beta and Joe. Hito says I can't unhear it. Listen, guys. All right, before we get out of here, Listen, I don't understand the Jamal Hill hate. Don't quite get it. He has been looking spectacular as of late.
No
I'm
one's hating
excited-
on him. No one's hating on him, by the way.
I'm excited for UFC 300. Pereira's a little bit slow. The leg kicks are a little dangerous, but you know, Hill's gonna land down the middle. He's gonna be the more precise striker. He's gonna be very similar to the Glover fight, but the only thing being is that Glover might have a better chin because Pereira's gonna be knocked out. Is my assumption. Is there anything that we missed about that we want to talk about that we missed at all as far as any topics? I know we talked a little about Connor. Did you guys see Roadhouse? I don't know if we talked about that.
Half of it. I watched half of it. I haven't finished.
I didn't see it. Was it good, Miller?
I liked it. I liked it a lot, actually.
And I'm gonna keep sounding this drum.
I'm
gonna keep.
Miller's favorite scene was the first scene.
What was the first scene?
Just Connor walking down the hall, cheeked up.
That was like 40 minutes into the
what
movie.
Miller said. That's what Miller said. I don't know. That's what Miller said. So.
You for real?
Joe, you said I'm gonna keep sounding this drum.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep sounding the drum.
What bad take are you referring to that you have had in the past?
I'm talking about UFC 300, and I'm talking about that boy Charles Oliveira. He's gonna get the dub against Armin. He's gonna fight Islam, and they're gonna do the rematch that they were supposed to have, that Charles had to pull out of. I'm gonna keep sounding this drum, so when it happens, you remember what Joe said.
He might not make it. Oliveira, he needs to fire whoever his sparring partner is because he gets a cut above the same line. He got cut again not that long ago. So
he got cut again.
So I'm not too confident in Oliveira. Listen, I think this might sound a little bit blasphemous, but I promise, like I'm just calling it how I see it, and how I see it is usually right. Oliveira at this point might be a little chinny. Is that fair?
Might be. He gets knocked down in the past 10 fights he's been in. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, but I think
chinny, but he doesn't get knocked out. He just gets rocked.
But
like Robert Whitaker.
Badly.
But the difference is with Islam Makhachev had an arm choke. Armin got the jiu-jitsu, the wrestling as well too. But I think this time it not only rocked, I think he gets knocked out cold. Is that safe to say?
What?
I think he gets knocked out cold, guys.
Who gets knocked out cold?
Just you throw a blanket on over him. Yeah, I think Oliveira just kind of like Beneil Dariush, and we didn't see that one coming. I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a cold knockout. I think he's not gonna sizzle like bacon, like Bryce Mitchell. I'm not saying that bad. He's not gonna be twitching, and and he's not backing. He's not gonna go.
That's bad.
They both ride horses. They both grow up in the farms. But Bryce Mitchell currently right now is still in that same octagon that he got slept.
Shout out Beta.
So,
he's
anyways,
he's in concussion protocol. You watch your daggone mouth. He's doing great.
Shout out Beta Quest, sizzling like bacon.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to Beta. I think he gets knocked out cold.
Miller, I have one request too.
Yes,
this
sir.
is my last. This will be my last comment.
Yeah.
My last comment is that video of Trey talking, or this allegedly Trey talking in that video.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Joe.
That video should be the intro soundbite for your channel.
I like it.
That would be a really good intro soundbite.
I'm good. You know what we're gonna do?
Maybe not every time, but just sometimes to mix it up.
No. Don't worry. What we'll do is on UFC 300, we might play that. We're definitely gonna open the stream with that video, and then in between every fight, we'll play just Trey's clip of him saying that Glover wins, no doubt about it. Don't worry, Joe. I got you covered.
That doesn't even sound like me though. That's what's I'm confused about.
Yo, also Trey's best take ever on the channel ever.
Not much to work with, but
No, his best take ever. I was really thinking about this, and this is just one of his low key takes, but he was completely right on this, and I didn't hear anybody talk about this. Yo, Derek Lewis really took a dive.
All right, Joe.
I'm being dead serious.
Have a good one, Joe. You have a good one. Thank you for the call today. This is horrible. All right. And let's add George wants to be added. Hollywood Hito 609. You have something important to say.
Yeah, I just kind of want to know, why did you have the timestamp for when Conor McGregor was naked in that movie? That's crazy.
I took a guess.
Minute, man.
I took a guess.
My God. You said actually it was 40 minutes in.
I don't know if it was 40 minutes. I'm taking a wild guess.
Did Miller say that? Did Miller
He did
correct
say it.
when I
Oh, I'm
said
gonna
it?
clip. That's my next short. That's
You
my
said-
next short.
You said
I
it.
didn't even hear that. Miller.
The things are being
Trey
blown
said,
out.
"Oh, the
I
beginning scene
did.
in the movie." And it was like, actually, it's 40 minutes in.
Yeah,
That's
when
what I'm
he.
saying, Miller.
That's
show
when he
your
fir-
lock screen on your
that-
phone right now. Just make sure
that's
it's not
when he.
Connor cheeked
That's
up
when
right
he
now.
first made his appearance in the movie. About 40 minutes in, didn't even think about what was shown.
All I'm gonna say, go to Miller's Twitter, look at his likes. You might see Connor cheeked up in his likes. I don't know.
Anything else? I thought you had something important to say.
Pause.
I don't know what I said. Anything else? I thought you had something important. Don't know what I said wrong. But you need help. All right. Trey, another great show. Mr. Mustache MMA News back in the building. Drew says Armin is gonna dog him. Drew, again, we're gonna be right like we usually are. These guys need to get it together. We were right about JDM. We're gonna be right about Armin. I'm gonna be right about Jamahal Hill. The list goes on. Charles is the man who doesn't hate Islam. He falls and recovers. Armin gets KO'd. Interesting. Drake MMA has Armin getting knocked out cold. We shall see. I'm back with some boys, and damn, what did Bryce do to you? It's just it gets under Trey's skin whenever I talk about Bryce.
They're
That's
just
his,
disrespectful. They don't care about people's well-being, and it's disgusting. Honestly, I'm sorry you had to hear that. You came in at the wrong time.
We had a great day, guys. Real quick, and I'm gonna let you close it, Trey, because that's what we've been doing as of recent. And Trey's not gonna be here for a full year, and I know he's gonna be sad. He's gonna beg me to come back. We might allow him. We'll see. Look, you could tell he's nervous. He wish he took that back.
Nervous.
Listen,
I feel
guys.
great. That's why I said it.
Listen, guys, we got the laptop. I'm excited. I could actually work on content when I'm not in the basement. Expect a lot more content, a lot more clips, even of this show. Hit the thumbs up, the subscribe button, all that. Appreciate your guys' support. I believe this is the year we get to 10K subscribers. Took us a little while, but we're on the up and up. Thank you, Trey, for everything that you've done for this channel. I hope to make a bunch of clips. I'll catch you guys soon. Be on the lookout for more content. Hit the bell for post notifications. I'll be trying to make videos as well, too. I'm out of here. Trey's going to take us out. God bless. Good night, guys. Trey.
That's it. That's another show. Listen, I want everybody to do me a special favor. If you're in here right now and you're listening to this, please go to Miller's Instagram. It's Miller DC, just like the YouTube. Miller can tag it in the link. Please go to Miller's Instagram. Go to the first post he has on his Instagram and tell him how dumb he has sounded all year this year. Please, he wants to read them so bad, and I do too. Please go to his first post on there and just tell him how bad. Tell him what his worst take is this year. It's been a long year for Miller, but no worries. With Miller's long year, the source, the king, the one who gets it done, Mr. Intel, stands on top of the mountain still, giving the best takes in the UFC game, giving the best knowledge, breaking the best news that you could possibly hear. Another week down. Miller is absolutely on crack when he goes to talking about Jamahal Hill, and I'm dead serious. I said it, and I meant it, and I'll stand on it until Alex Pierre wins. If Jamahal Hill beats Alex Pierre, I'm leaving the channel for one whole year.
Remember this.
Here next week. You don't want to miss it. It's the #1 live MMA commentary channel on YouTube. I'm the